There you go.
Okay, my name is Ben Konek with M2Teach, creating safe, secure, and efficient online tech learning and tools for minority groups, women, veterans, and the disadvantaged youth. I currently have no degree, no teaching experience or training whatsoever. And I even live with my mom, Kathy Konek. I have a disability too. I have a learning disability. Yet I worked for one of the top airlines in UPS and tech support, resolving over 100,000 calls, attending 200 plus tech trade shows, and kind of working on some ed tech big problems. I call them PHAs, big area audacious plans, and changing education for the better. What are my goals? Women, veterans, minorities getting 10x training, meaning 10x increased technical training and access to colleges with prereqs and online jobs. PC software and data and internet security that is easy, affordable, meaning you should just be able to reboot that PC and get rid of that malware or infection. Creating 2x, 3x, more STEAM teachers and mentors with 2x pay. And so what's changing in the world? 10x increase in internet cyber attacks, malware, and identity fraud. Your PC data is under attack. Automation, software, and robotics are eating American jobs. It's estimated 57 million Americans could face unemployment in the next 10 years because of software and robotics. So what are the problems we solve? The majority of rural Americans, low income, lacking fast internet, or none. Minority groups have few affordable tech education classes, tutors, practicing software for digital work. 78% disadvantaged youth, women, and veterans have little or no internet security. You know, the average age of a veteran is 48 years of age and older. And so a lot of these seniors don't have the confidence, they're not bathed in bits like the millennials. The current security computer software and network talent, very expensive and time consuming to keep updated and efficient. So when we look at the current minority slow tech access, or actually PC problems, to the left there, this might seem a little confusing, but actually it's your PC and the software and the layers of the network what gets affected by viruses or by not updating your PC with the current updates with Microsoft. Let's start with the user in the bottom left there. They got really bad password habits. They never change their password. Not only that, it's weak. Even if they do change it, it'll be hello or password or something like that. The OS browser, outdated, infected, and slow. No internet network security. So when they go to college or they go to an online MOOC, a lot of people don't understand what a MOOC is. Massive open online class. So colleges have online college. They're also called MOOCs. The library, the grandmas. So basically, you're either getting a virus or malware, or you're giving it away. And at any one of these locations here. When you look at M2Teach's learning solutions, adding Pharonics deep freeze security software to user PC or virtual PCs for easy reboot restore, less than 5 minutes. 2x internet access and speed there's a company called Speedify. What they do is they do cloud load balancing. So in a lot of these low-income areas, they got maybe Comcast is not there, very slow speeds. You have a cell phone with 4G. You combine those two, you have a fast internet circuit. That's like to teach MOOC classes. 8 levels of sophistication. Online classes help students securely learn how to change, chop, move, manipulate data files and media content. So these classes are from like a veteran who's maybe in his 70s, and he just wants to do banking. And he just has not one bit in bits, but so he just wants to, this is deep freeze, take a class as a starfish and maybe grow. That's as far as he wants to get. He just wants internet access securely. Whereas you look at maybe a single mom who's all the way to the sharks, and she can start a business. She's bathed in bits. Not only is she bathed in bits, she's embedded in bits. She can start a business, So let's go back. This is Veronix, deep freeze, been around for 20 years, fantastic software. Most of your libraries, police departments use this software. Less than $40. 90 million licenses sold, 30,000 customers, 150 companies. Let's see the time. So this is MG economic value, 100, 200 hours saving, not reinstalling software, 2x less pain, frustration using mobile PCs or even helping colleges, trade shows, MOOCs. The pricing model is free, 30% of the site, a la carte per class, per product, monthly memberships, $8 and $89 a month. M2Teach agenda and needs. We got 4 members part-time from New York, Las Vegas, and San Jose. And the 50-month agenda is website production test, MOOC pilot, or online school pilot, live YouTube channel weekly, setting up office legal, hosting monthly free meetups, and blogging articles. The needs are teacher admin and support, and parent support. You wouldn't believe the backlash of parents. Parents really have a hard time on what's needed and what's not needed. And so legal to privacy and patents, please subscribe to Twitter at M2Teach. And
Finish up, sorry.
okay, I think one of the things I missed is average 71 increase in PC software efficiency, even for older PCs. So a lot of the disadvantaged, the veterans to women, have an old PC, they don't have the resources, an old laptop. And that if you reinstall that software in low deep freeze and the updates, it locks that in place. So it's 100% from the day they reinstall that new OS to day 100 to day 300. So the efficiencies work on knowing what bits and what bytes are on your PC and keeping the bad guys up. But other than that, it's both Veronix, I've worked with them in the last 10 to 15 years, both with American West Airlines, now American Airlines, to even UPS. Some of their systems are backed up and secured at this. But unlike corporations, they just, most of these people don't have the resources and cyber teams or fantastic support what a corporation has. So I'm going to make that cybersecurity, that access with Speedify, doubling their bandwidth, and then education to get where they want to go. Please support me in what I'm trying to do and help me, help you, make minority groups and better people.
Stay up here. So how can this group, this specific group, help you out?
So right now, in changing anything right now, this is not meant for public education. Public education has a procurement problem and a political ego problem. This is for more of the private, parochial, Indian reservations to veteran groups who do have funding, who do have resources to make a difference in their at-home residents, to students, to single moms and senior people. So what I really need is mentorship, some mentorship on getting my pitch a little bit, my business plan, finances well done. I think I'm building a website and help on getting that organized and properly. I'm pretty good since I've been so far in tech support, but in some of the creative sides for Adobe or video, I need a little bit of help editing either the pictures and the videos. And then I think the last one is finance. Working out the financial models. So I know from day one what my costs are, my floors and ceilings, and I'm not overestimating or I tested this, kicked the tires, and once I collect this data for 6 months, I can go to Google or Apple, and anyone, and they want the data. They want facts. And with finances and how things work. So that's what I need.
So one thing I'd recommend is that you check out the services that the SBDC offers. They will do one-on-one counseling with you. And then they also have a lot of classes that free classes that might help you in that area. Okay. So usually Kyle's here from the SBDC, but that's one resource I'd recommend that you check out. So I'm going to open it up for general questions for Ben.
Do your potential customers know that they have a problem? Have they realized that Because from what I got, people may not realize that they have an issue.
You're right. So when you go to some of these teacher conferences, and a parent is trying to get his kid online to apply for a college, and the teacher is sitting there going, "You can't. There's a reason you can't get on. This PC is so slow. This is the standard." And so education. That's why parents. I need some help in how do you reach parents correctly. And I'll give you an example, even though this is kind of an extreme example. St. Mary's, St. Francis, about 3 or 4 years ago went to all the iPads. And they brought in all the parents and they had classes with the parents. Because even though it's a high end, there's a lot of disadvantaged kids going to St. Francis, girls. And so if you don't have some type of education or outreach to parents, they'll either steal the phones or the software and do their own. If it's not maintained, it doesn't work. We're educated.
And the buyer is the private schools, or it's
Both. There's two things here, and one you got to realize with the Trump administration, what he's really focusing on is parent and school vouchers.
okay.
And with that, with E-rate and this, you get a connection, and there's boatloads and billions of money we're going to become available. So the parents don't know this, that they're not paying for it. They just have to say, Johnny can have this extra phone and extra bandwidth or laptop, and then have a free class to figure out how to kick the tires and use it right.
So, Ben, when you and I talked yesterday, we talked about maybe making a little bit more clear who is the target market, this market segments that
Yes.
you were going after. And you talked a little bit about that just now, but what I got from it was that the individual user in most cases probably isn't your target customer. Could you talk a little bit more about who those larger groups are?
So right now, Indian reservations see they're large, ungraduated from going to school and really are working with outreach to the community and saying, we have all this casino money. How do we use our education or home users as a group, the Indian reservation itself, to improve our life, improve our education and jobs. So the Indian reservation wants to create more jobs besides casinos. And so they'll give me a grant and say, let's give you a pilot run. That's one example. And then maybe there's some women's groups who have some single moms, where as a group, maybe there's 8,000 single moms in this group, where they want to supply this free to their members for a pilot. I think the bigger one is private schools. When they say private schools, even though they're not disadvantaged, it's a way for me to get some of my startup money. Some of these schools have $40,000 to $50,000 at seniors or high school kids each year. And they want something that works, and the kids get iPads, and they're not getting the kids digitally prereqs ready for college. So even though you might spend $30,000 to $40,000 in a private school for your kid, it doesn't mean that equates to a quality education that he gets into Stanford. So they have the resource where they can come to me with a group of, say, let's do a pilot for 200 kids. We got all this excess money because our tools currently right now are not adequate. They're safely secured at home.
So do you have any of those customers yet?
So we first got a first round of seed money, and that is just to start building our infrastructure and hiring some people. That's in a couple months we're going to get. And that's with some veterans groups who see this senior, older people isolated, wanting to use their computer, but and wanting to get to their medicines information, but or need the confidence in some of the hand holding, and so that's probably going to be our first customer, the veterans, and the community supports that. Everyone kind of agrees that there needs to be a little bit more outreach with, especially with PC at the center of everything in your healthcare, your finances, and everything else, where a senior might need help online and offline.
Where did your seed money come from?
Seed money by some individuals actually out of San Jose, and more they're really frustrated with the pace of even some of the ed tech Oakland and San Francisco. They're still frustrated with not seeing end results in the classroom, not walking into Hispanics or minority groups and seeing they have to go to Best Buy. There's no alternative to fix that old PC. Why do they have to buy a brand new one and load Windows 10 on it?
So your seed money came from people who are familiar with the problem and who think that you have a good solution for it?
Yes. Small, in the 20 to 30, but it's small. But these people think if I get the right mentorship and leadership, and it's the right talent, that this can kind of blow up. And I've installed Phoronix on their PCs. I haven't installed on mine. It's less than 3 or 4 megs. Fantastic software. I can go to any Wi-Fi place. They can load all the viruses they want, reboot it, gone. I get hacked every week, every other week. Reboot it, gone. Speedify, I take the Megabus. I'm rather low income for my startup. I go to San Jose or San Francisco on the Megabus. Very low speed. They give me half a meg. I take my 4G. I can stream and teleconference live on a running bus going 60 miles an hour on 80 with 4G phones bonded together to the cloud and back, playing either a game or video conferencing or working on my Chrome add-on slides and stuff. So people are just amazed. I think the disillusion that minority disadvantaged youth or parents don't know Google Apps, or even the teachers don't know that's available. Or they don't know that security exists because they're used to going to Best Buy, Fry's, and looking for a product. This is not available in Best Buy or Fry's. I'm going for commercial grade security software and access and talent.
Okay, so I have another question. Right now, this almost looks like something that you're going to kind of do by yourself as an independent contractor, but I know you have plans to scale.
Yes.
So can you share with us how you're going to scale?
So right now, hiring the people, the salesperson or someone, it's the pilot first. In that reaching a teacher and some educators who have very detailed experience dealing with parents and administrations. Where I'm an engineer. I do have a little bit of college in engineering, but I don't have experience teaching kids or dealing with parents or administrations to get those contracts. So with my seed money, I'm going to hire some teachers. I'm gonna try to get a round table with some parents, because what his answer was exactly right. They don't know. They have no clue that they're being left behind in the dust. These millennials, if you go to just like Hackerspace, these girls might graduate college, be disadvantaged, and think they know everything, but they walk into these 2-day hackathons, and they're crying at the end because these millennials are ruthless. They destroy you. And so there has to be some kind of a ladder or a leash or something to get them up to standards with the best. And that's what I'm trying to do.
Any other questions for Ben? All right, well, thank you very much.
Guys,